Yeah. That plant is representative of my food sources, which are getting kind of low. Yeah, dog food too. So I'll be making a run for provisions today. But I also want to see if I can catch some bait while the tide is low. And this way we'll see if there's any sheepshead around. I need to scrape it over. Do that, do better. These things alive. In my experience, barnacles make really good bait for sheepshead. Anytime I've ever cut one open, they were full of barnacles. So I got my trusty little dock rod here and tried to see if anybody was home down below. But I honestly didn't really care if I caught anything because I was thoroughly enjoying the peace and quiet here at this marina. Although there were other boats and liveaboards here, it felt like we were here all by ourselves. The sounds of the birds this morning were very therapeutic. I really did like this quaint little marina. It was an easygoing place with not a lot of rules. Anyways, the fishing didn't go that well, even though my bait was very stinky. And it wasn't the only thing that was stinky. So began a day of chores. Doing my laundry on the boat consisted of 2 5-gallon buckets. And there would be 2 rounds. First detergent, and then fabric softener. And nothing really cleans your cuticles like agitating a bunch of clothes in a bucket. Dare I say it works better than any high-dollar fancy electric washing machine. I've gotten stains out of shirts with this technique that wouldn't work in a regular washing machine. I cleaned my hands, and it was a good workout, and the machine doesn't break. After I wrung everything out, I went into my stash of clothespins. Hung my undesirables inside and strung up all my t-shirts on the outside. On a windy sunny day, these would dry rather quickly. But in the meantime, Mike had moved his vehicle further up, mirroring our journeys on the boat, so it was over there waiting for us, and we were going to make a fuel run today. Fuel was important to have, or should I say gasoline, because not only our boats ran on it, but so did the generators that both Mike and I had. And by going to a store, we did save some money versus going to a marina for fuel. This was around the time that there were talks of gas shortages, and fuel prices even on land had just started to rise. We are not hoarding fuel. We are fueling our boats. Not that it seems to be an issue here. Gas station's empty, and Mike and I are just about topped off. This is it. Yep. So we have water, beer, fuel. I did my laundry today. I like Dallas Bluff.
Yeah, nice place.
Very nice place. The only thing they don't really have at Dallas Bluff is laundry, but Dell told me that they're going to fix that. I don't care. I'm not above doing laundry in a 5-gallon bucket. After about 3 trips to the gas station, the next task that I had was to replace my anchor. This accursed thing had given me nothing but grief, pretty much from the day that I started. Dell, the owner of the marina, showed me a big Danforth anchor he had laying around, and offered it to me for free. He said he'd rather see it be used than just sit there wasting away. He truly is the salt of the earth, that guy. Swapping the anchor actually was pretty easy. Of course I had it tied off, so I didn't have to worry about losing it. That's the anchor failing me. This is its temporary replacement. Considerably bigger, and it's a Danforth, which is good for sand and mud. As I put the shackle on the new, to me, anchor, I secured it with a zip tie. A little bit of wire probably would have been better, but hey, you use what you got. Dell had told me that this enormous anchor had come off of a 65-foot boat. My boat's only 31 feet. But considering how much I rely on an anchor and how many nights we spent out there sleeping, a good anchor was very important to me. My concern though was whether or not this was going to fit on the pulpit that I made, and whether or not my windlass would be powerful enough to pick it up. It worked. Kinda. That is an anchor. It doesn't nest very well in the PVC that I had made for the old anchor, but I think it's only a temporary solution. Time will tell if it works. The winds died down later that night, and the following morning was still and calm. Possibly the calmest that we had seen since we got on the east coast of the United States. The serenity of the morning is hard to describe. To quote Dick Prenicket, it seemed a shame to be asleep with such things going on. And yet nobody else was stirring at the moment. I seemed to be the only person awake on the dock, which was fine by me. Certainly is a beautiful spot, isn't it? It's a boater-friendly place. Place I'm not looking forward to leaving. I really was digging Dallas Bluff. Nonetheless, leaving was in the foreseeable future, so preparations had to be made for Mike and I to get back underway. As the morning crawled on, I rolled up the canvas and I tried to think of things that would have to be done before we got underway. It certainly seemed counterintuitive to be leaving such a scene as this. Thought we were moving. That's just the crazy currents around here. Full moon is a few days from now and tide's moving over 11 feet. In however many hours it takes for the tides to change. 11 feet. That's pretty crazy. All that rushing water would bring debris and make traveling a little bit treacherous. So before any boats moved, even in the Bass Raider, we waited for slack current. Alright, we're gonna go explore real quick. Come on. Can't you take it easy ever? Taking the dogs for a walk on the Bass Raider was part of the routine of traveling. Here I could have taken them on land very easily, but there were other dogs and they would have to stay on a leash. By taking them over to a sand spit, they would get to run around, untethered. Get him, boy. there a yellow fly on board? You don't get him, I will. Good boy. Stay, boy, stay. Stay. Alright, go. Easy. Nut jobs. I had to scout this place out because it's real shallow leading up to it. Could you not get soaking wet, please? They've been pent up all day. Don't be a nut. Yeah, I scouted this place out to make sure that it was hard enough so that they wouldn't sink in nasty mud, and had to find a place for them, well, for us to come ashore. That's like the only place I could approach. Everything else was very, very shallow, and we would have to trudge through water to get here. I didn't want the dogs getting wet, but obviously that doesn't matter. I like an awful lot about this place. The marina is cool, it's down to earth. There's some nice people here. The fishing here has got to be fantastic. And yeah, we're going to be in South Carolina within a day or two, so I guess I just won't be doing any fishing here in Georgia. Oh, now I'm going to hang you up at the laundry. It's all right. You okay? Yeah, you're all right. Nice to see you feeling better, babe. Easy. Nuts. They need a good run-in. Look at that thing. Is that a mammoth tooth or what? That's pretty cool. What are you barking at? Hey. Vicious. Nope, nope. Hey. What are you doing? Feel better? Here's my towels. Oh my god.
Yeah. This reminds me, so like when if you're talking about doing the loop versus like traveling around the world, the places that you go to that are off the beaten path, they're so happy to have you, and they're so much friendlier, and everything's better. You go to the place where everybody is.
They got time for you.
They ain't got time for you. They charge you twice what they should.
Yeah.
So why even look for that? That's like.
Mike and I wound up staying just a little bit longer than we had anticipated, which was fine. This was a very hard place to leave. Every night people would gather and sit and talk and play music, and there were some liveaboards that had been here for a very long time, and I understood why. But the road was calling, and in the next video, Mike and I will be moving ahead again, on to the next place. Thanks to everybody for coming along with me on this part of my great loop journey.